An old man was standing in front of the supermarket. He had a broken cane, a patched coat, and a faded Vietnamese hat on his head. One of the young people chuckled. "Hey, Grandpa, did you just step out of a war movie?" The others laughed and began to mock him. But the man did not respond. He simply adjusted his bag silently and bowed his head. No one knew. This man had once danced with death in the heart of hell, until two SEAL soldiers entering the store noticed him. The two SEAL soldiers slowed their pace. One of them recognized the insignia on the uniform. Their posture changed. "Sir, it's an honor to meet you," said one, extending his hand solemnly. The young men didn't understand what was happening. Suddenly, the laughter stopped. The man raised his head. He slowly shook his hand, but didn't say a word. The SEALs knew who he was. He was a loyal shadow who had survived the hell of Da Nang. No one had seen that moment, but a silence fell over the store. One of the young men whispered, What's going on?" The other bowed his head. "I think we laughed at the wrong man." Two SEAL soldiers stopped and saluted the man. One of them noticed the Special Forces insignia on his cap. His eyes widened. "Is that Cole?" "Yes, the legendary Cole, the only man to survive Da Nang." It was nighttime. A deathly silence had fallen over the forest. As the rain pounded the broken leaves in the trenches, Cole held the radio without lifting his face from the mud. "Charlie, this is Cole. The enemy is approaching with superior numbers. There are 6 of us. If help doesn't come, we won't make it until morning." There was no answer, only static, and the sound of engines in the distance. The enemy was approaching. Cole turned to his team. "There's no way out of here, but we'll hold the gates of hell." His eyes shone in the darkness. That night, an 8-man SEAL team held their position against a 50-man North Vietnamese unit, and Cole, he was the first to open fire. Suddenly, the night was split in two. Hand grenades exploded, and the sound of machine guns pierced through the forest. Cole's voice rose. "Take cover! Every bullet counts!" Bullets whistled through the air. Trees toppled. The first to fall was Johnson. Just a scream, and silence. But Cole didn't back down. He emerged from cover and plunged into the hail of bullets. He used his chest as a shield, pulling the wounded soldier to safety. Blood mingled with the palm leaves. The enemy outnumbered them, but Cole's courage kept the team's morale high. Every bullet was a memory, every step a farewell. That night, they didn't fight just to survive. They died for each other. As the morning sun rose, the forest lay in ashes. The enemy had been repelled, but half of the team was covered in blood. Cole collapsed at the foot of a tree. His left arm was bandaged, his breath was labored, but his eyes were still alert. A young soldier approached him. "Commander, we wouldn't have made it through the night if it weren't for you." Cole closed his eyes. Those words seemed heavier than bullets. At that moment, no one knew. That Cole didn't want a medal for his heroism, that he only wished to save his friends. But years later, the old man standing in front of that store still had that night shining in his eyes. One of the SEAL soldiers stepped forward. The insignia on his shoulder was the same as Cole's Vietnam cap. There was a moment of silence. Then he raised his hand to the brim of his cap and saluted respectfully. "Sir, it is an honor to meet you." The other knelt down. "They brought your name to the base. They taught us your tactics." The silence in the market gave way to whispers. The mocking youths slowly backed away. Now there was only regret and admiration in their eyes. The old man raised his head. His eyes were filled with tears, but he was proud. For the first time in years, he saluted the friends he had lost in battle. As they left the market, the SEAL soldiers respectfully made way for them. The young people quietly stepped aside, some looking down at the ground in embarrassment. The old man leaned on his cane and walked slowly, but his shoulders were no longer slumped. The burden of years had been lifted for a moment. A child asked his mother, "Mom, who was that uncle?" The woman replied, "A true hero, my child, forgotten because he remained silent." As the man exited the door, the wind gently lifted his hat, like a flag fluttering in the sky. He slowly walked away, leaving a legend behind him. Well, Do you think a true hero is remembered for their medals? Or for their silence? Write your comments. And subscribe so that these stories are not forgotten.